our relationship with Krishna will never be perfect, because it will be contaminated by our imperfections. But that is fine. That is perfectly okay. Sometimes people say that I can't chant because when I chant, my mind goes here and there, so I won't chant. Right. So what? So this is basically denying the basic relationship with Krishna under the guise of search of perfection. That only when I start chanting perfectly will I begin to chant. Right. So superficially it looks that this person is very sincere and very very thinks about it very deeply, but actually it is impersonalism. That the person in the mind is thinking that I have this ability to be perfect, and when I become perfect, then I chant. Right. And when can you really become perfect? In the mind of the person, when I become God, then I become perfect. That's covered form of impersonalism. So Krishna does not require perfection from us. He requires sincerity from us. Yeah, that helps.
Prabhu, I have a, so even countries, for example, nations are personified. Only then can you have the patriotic fervor kind of thing. So basically, attachment can grow only when you have some kind of personification. Yeah, otherwise, it will be a very detached kind of relationship.
Right.
So that's why, if you want to really develop an attachment towards service, towards God, having a personified person to seek guidance from is way more easier and convenient, and keeps you on the path.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Being in person.
Also inspires you.
Inspires you, just like
That rasa, that flow of emotions,
right,
that can only happen when you're with a person. You can't really fall in love with the institution. You may admire it, you may appreciate it, but you can't really fall in love with an institution. You can't really fall in love with the force of nature. It has to be personified.
right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that expecting perfection from others is a covered form of impersonalism, but my understanding is we are expecting the same way, because God is perfect, so we expect the same perfection from other people and we will be disappointed. So where is impersonalism is coming there? We are expecting that kind of relationship with God, with others. So I could not understand where that impersonal tendencies in us, with that expectations.
You want to explain, Prabhu?
No, you go ahead. I didn't understand. There is a valid point. So
I didn't understand the question. Explain the question.
The question is basically, you say at a certain point in time, when you seek perfection in others or in a relationship, you say that it is not practical, and it is an easy way of accepting impersonalism. Not easy way, but it is a step towards accepting impersonalism.
Okay.
Seeking perfection is equal to impersonalism.
Right.
So why is that?
So why is that? So I guess we already discussed that. When we look for perfection, so we are looking for something that is not available to us at our level. Right? There is only one being that is perfect. Right? That is Krishna. Now let's assume I have a relationship with you, and then I start expecting you to be perfect. So in a way, what I'm saying is that I'd like you to be Krishna. Or if I'm trying to do something and I want to be perfect myself. Right? So that is another way of me saying that I am Krishna. So it basically translates into this notion: you are Krishna, I am Krishna, he is Krishna, everybody is Krishna. So that's what the impersonalists do. They basically dilute the whole notion of that there is Krishna over here who is perfect. We are all serving Krishna. Our perfection is in serving Krishna, or our perfection is in trying to serve Krishna.
So
Because
our offering is about sincerity, not about.
Our offering is sincerity. It's never perfection.
It's
Because
not perfection.
Prabhupada would say, think about it. What can you give to Krishna? Right? What that he does not have. He has everything. You offer this. Radharani cooks much better prasadam for him, right? He has much more opulences, more than we can even imagine, right? So, what is it that we can offer to Krishna? Only thing that we can offer to him is our love and sincerity. That we really want to serve you in some way or the other, and the service is for our benefit. Krishna really doesn't need that service. He engages us for our benefit. Like I had a little bit of that notion. We have started this intern program in our organization. So these two interns have come they're from some university in Paris, and very, very enthusiastic young girls. I think they're doing the masters, young girls, and we want to do this, we want to do that, and basically, I know for sure that I'll get nothing out of them. Right, they're so new, they've never really done anything there, and I'm just investing time in them. The whole idea was, when we were briefed on how to deal with interns, then the person said that you just look upon it as an investment for your organization. That you'll spend a lot of time for every small thing. They'll come to the office and they'll stand in front and they'll keep standing. Even if you have a meeting, they'll keep standing over there, and then you have to and they'll ask this question, that question. It's taking a lot of time, right? And you'll get nothing out of it. But what is it that is really being appreciated is that they have this sincerity to do something. And like I said, when we were being briefed about it, they said that don't think that you're helping them. They are actually helping you, because sincerity is contagious. That when other people see that these people, whatever they are doing, everybody knows they'll do nothing, but they're working long hours and they're doing stuff, here and there. That's what it inspires me also. When I see them trying their, I tell them something, they'll do whole research. Next day they'll come and they'll say, I found this in Google, this there, and all that. And it says, okay, I should also be more sincere now. I should have that same enthusiasm there, right? So it's the commodity that is very attractive. That sense of sincerity that I would like to actually do something. That's what attracts Krishna also. We get up in the morning and do aarti, and we sing. I don't know, except with the exception of Shivani, we all sing tunelessly, our Sansara Dhava, and Krishna is standing like this, and and listening to it. But it is what it is. That's the best thing that we can offer to him, right? We offer it with our heart to him. Yeah?
I hope those two girls are not friends on Facebook with you.
Who?
Those two girls, your interns. I hope they are not your friends on Facebook.
It's very interesting. There's a whole different. I think there are several generations behind me,
No,
because
you are live now.
I know that. But that's what I was saying. It's kind of interesting that when I was interviewing them, and then I said, do you want to know anything else? And one of these girls said, yeah, I looked at your LinkedIn page, I looked at your Facebook page, and that they knew stuff that I didn't even know. And they said, we know you joined the bank in '92, and did you know I was born in '92? And so she'll give me. She's giving all that information about myself.
Broadcasting out of your accounts, make sure you don't befriend any
colleagues. But I already tagged him on that. So yeah, so I mean, it always
untag this video.
No, that is okay. I mean, they're like kids, Yeah.
So to paraphrase the topic, basically, for me, if you allow me. So the topic started from the perspective that why Krishna, or why everything in our theology is personified, and there were many answers. One of the answers was that because in reality there is a person, and also from the tattva perspective or
Yes.
knowledge perspective, that we need to have two persons, individuals, to have relationships. Then I took it to the next level, because when I say that if there are persons, then there are imperfection in the persons. So from the perspective of the viewer, observer, they think that there are imperfections, the demigods, sometimes they even think that there are imperfections in Krishna himself. So from that perspective, that propels some people to become impersonalist, and actually majority of the people in the world are impersonalist because of their specific reason. Islamist, Christianity, most of the people, they think that God is impersonal because they don't want to associate any bad quality or even sometimes good quality with God. Then you said that perfection is not required, basically. Perfection is, if you think perfection is the requirement of anything, basically, then we are actually tending towards impersonalism, and that is not the situation actually.
Right. Good. So that's a good summary. Does that?
Is this a good point to stop now? Because you're.
Yeah, we can stop. We can stop here. You can get the children. Yes, Prabhu.
So, I was looking some videos there, it's saying that all the knowledge I have, the limitation of our brain and bodies, even the earth or something, we don't have that much knowledge we can understand Krishna. So, with all these limitations, even if all the measures, all the emotions we have, if we try to understand that, I mean, even if the relation, the emotion, 5-6 types of emotions we have, feelings, and I think those are also limited. So is it right to compare that or measure that kind of relation with this material understanding, or trying to evaluate that?
So the difference here is the Krishna factor. In the 10th chapter, Krishna says, Teshaneva nukampanta aham agyan jantima. That he says, when my devotee comes to me, then he says, from within, I light the lamp of knowledge. So on our own, we will always be limited by all the imperfections that we have. And the essence of your question is that how can somebody with imperfect senses, imperfect mind, grasp something that is perfect?
I think in the material, because the whole, everything is part of Krishna inside.
Right. So we are inside something, and the answer to it is that because Krishna gives us that realization, that Krishna from within, he gives us so when he says he lights the lamp of knowledge, it is him metaphorically speaking that he gives us the knowledge about ourselves, he gives us the knowledge about himself also, and then he gives us the knowledge of how to come. So it goes back to the same point that all this that we are doing is essentially a demonstration of our sincerity. That when Krishna sees that we are trying to read the Bhagavad Gita, then his reciprocation is that he gives us the realizations by which we can read it. When Krishna sees that we are trying to chant, we may be chanting imperfectly, but then he helps us to go from offensive chanting to Shuddhana. Right? So that's why at all points of time we basically are always aware of our dependence on Krishna. So it's not that we say that at some point we will become so good that we don't need Krishna. That on our own our mind will become so sharp, our yogic powers will become so acute that we don't need Krishna. So that's not the mood of a devotee. The mood of the devotee is as they advance more, then the sense of dependence on Krishna deepens at the time. It's a good question. Okay. You have a point to make, Malaka?
This is the question, not a point.
Okay.
Shall I take it now? Or
Yeah, the children are... I don't think there are any children today, right? Just 2 children. Okay, so while they're getting ready, you can ask.
This is not related. My question is when we, let's say, when we worship the deities of Gaunitai, why is it Gaunitai? Because
Radha Krishna, even Ram, Sita, and of course there's Krishna Balaram in some of the temples, but why not like Gadadhar Pandit, who is actually the form of Radha? So why Gauri?
Well, Gaurika is Krishna Balaram, right?
Yeah, Krishna Balaram. But in other forms, always the concept Radha, Sita, or Lakshmi Devi is always
Then,
so why?
but then again, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is Radharani and Krishna together.
Yeah, but no, I mean, if like Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani's part, Gauranga Mahaprabhu came Krishna as with Radharani's
So
part.
it's that the mood of Radharani. So she's already there with him.
Krishna is also
But what
is
about
in-
Gadadhar Pandit? He's also like Radharani's power.
Radharani, accompanying, he's accompanying. But if you think of it that way, she's already there. Her mood is already there with him. I mean, he can.
No, that's what I would say. I mean, Gauranga is there. He's Krishna, Radha Krishna, and Gadadhar actually. If you get a little bit more, Gadadhar Pandit is actually Rukmani. He's because it's said that the mood of intimacy of Radharani is taken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what is left is the mood of Aishwarya, the mood of opulence. So that is what Gadadhar is left with. So he's considered more to be a representation of course Radharani expands to Rukmini, so there's not different in a way, but slight difference in the moods. But essentially, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna, right?
So in Dwaraka, when Krishna was there, and he used to always consult Rukmini. He did not have Radharani to consult for everything, any household work or any even diplomatic work. He used to always consult